There I was standing in front of three lawyers, all acting as Supreme Court judges. I had to argue a case. My job was to persuade them, of course, to rule in favor of my client. My opponents, the other attorneys, also law students, were pretty impressive. I was afraid. I was afraid. And you know what fear made me do, though? I gotten a taste of how bad I would be if I didn't prepare. Because I was in my first year of law school, and I knew I had to do moot court. And my TA, teaching assistant, gathered all the students together and we had a practice run. And I was awful. Absolutely awful. I was stumbling over my words, just like I just did. I didn't know what I was talking about. I fell on my face. Not literally, but I was so embarrassed that I made a decision that I wouldn't let fear stop me. And so what I did, at the time I was with my daughter's dad, who is a lawyer, and for 2 weeks straight, every day, he would come to my apartment and I would argue my case before him. I put a tall table in front of me. I put my paperwork in front of me, my case, and I would argue my case to him. And if I messed up, I had to start over. Fear. I talk a lot about fear. Why? Because I've done so much in my life afraid. And there's so much more I want to do and I choose to do. And I have learned this thing about fear, that we do much better if we would do these three things that I speak about. And that is, one, accept that you will be afraid. Two, do it afraid. Be willing to do it afraid. And three, ask for help. It's okay to ask for help and to get help. And so embrace fear. Know that whenever you step into the unknown, you will be afraid. Tony Robbins says, and I paraphrase, that we are successful to the degree that we can live with uncertainty. Right? So everything new you want to do, you're likely to be afraid. Do it afraid. If you wait until you're not afraid to do something, chances are very, very good that you will never do it. I have never enjoyed video until I get in front of the camera, then I'm cool, right? But when I think about it at first, it's like, I don't want to do that. So I do it afraid. And when we do things afraid, we grow exponentially. We like these, it frees us. We feel like new people. And number three, ask for help. I got help with that. My then boyfriend worked with me every day to practice. And so let me tell you what happened at moot court. I surprised myself. The three attorneys that were presiding, they were bored at first. I'm gonna just tell you the truth. The other people that came in front of them, they were like just kind of busy, kind of listening. And when I stepped in front of them and I argued my case, I'm proud to this day. And that was in 19 something, in the late 80s or the early 90s. And when I argued my case, they sat up straight because I allowed my fear to drive me to practice, to do the thing that helps us alleviate fear, to be prepared, right? But I still was afraid when I got in front of them. But I blew them out of the water because I didn't let fear stop me from even preparing, which we sometimes do. And so I say to you, work with fear. Don't expect it to leave until you have done the thing that scares you. As Eleanor Roosevelt says, do the thing that scares you. Much love to you. I'm your coach, Deborah M. Ricks, book midwife and mother to a beautiful young woman named Adia. And if you want to reach out to me, get some help, you can reach me at www.deborahricks.com.